The question was, how about President Johnson and me? What about it?
40 years after his assassination, the eldest daughter of Robert Kennedy says the country is still grappling with many of the issues that deeply concerned him in 1968.
My father said, get involved in politics because we've got huge issues to resolve. We've got a terrible war. We've got issues of disparities in wealth where the rich are getting richer and the middle class is suffering. And these are policy questions about what kind of country we are.
Kathleen Kennedy Townsend was 16 when her father was gunned down in a Los Angeles hotel as he celebrated his win in the California Democratic presidential primary. In an Associated Press interview, she didn't want to talk about the emotions surrounding the death of her father, but she did talk about a letter he wrote to her on the day of President John F. Kennedy's funeral.
As the oldest of the Kennedy grandchildren, you have a special responsibility. Be kind to others and work for your country. Love, Daddy. And now, if you think about that, love and compassion and working for the country are not the first reaction. What he was passing on to me was a sense of we have to look forward, we have to be compassionate towards others, and we have to have a sense of responsibility.
Robert Kennedy ran for Senate in New York the year after his brother John was killed. Kennedy Townsend says her father didn't have the natural political gifts of her uncle.
I remember as a little girl watching him practice over and over in front of the mirror, and he was trembling. I mean, it wasn't easy. When he ran for Senate in 1964, it was hard for him sometimes to get out his sentences and to talk about what he wanted.
Kennedy Townsend, who served 8 years as Maryland's lieutenant governor, says her father would be very pleased with the 2008 presidential campaign and the huge number of new voters who've participated in the process. She says he pushed very hard to make the Voting Rights Act of 1965 a priority.
The more people who have power, the more likely it is that our politics would reflect the common good, not just the private interest of the few who actually get elected.
The Kennedy family will hold a mass at Arlington National Cemetary to mark the 40th anniversary of RFK's death. Matt Friedman, The Associated Press.